NoRecipeRequired fans, it's Dave. Welcome back and thanks for watching. What we're going to do today is continue on with our Major League Baseball inspired pizza series. I did the burgers for the NFL teams. Go ahead and check out the link right here somewhere. Let's go on with the Diamondbacks for pizzas. I'm going to do kind of a Southwest inspired pizza with a black bean sauce instead of a traditional tomato sauce. We'll throw some fajita toppings on there, some sauteed onions, and some red bell pepper. I've got an avocado cream that we finished the pizza with. Really awesome, kind of light and flavorful, super fresh. And then instead of kind of mozzarella cheese, I've got some cotija cheese, which is a Mexican cheese, kind of like maybe a bit of a feta texture to it. I think it's absolutely awesome. Comes together really, really nice. I think you're going to love it. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, Diamondback fans, let's go ahead and get started on our pizza. Now, I'm going to start with black beans for our black bean sauce for our pizza. A little bit of olive oil in the pan, and a coarsely chopped shallot, and a couple garlic cloves that I just crushed. A touch of salt in there. Now, frankly, if you don't want to make your own black bean sauce, you could get by with like a black bean dip, something like that, pre-made. But I like to make my own. I'm just going to add these in, let them kind of saute over medium heat until they are just softened up and wilted and given up a bunch of that flavor. Alright, so it's just after 7 or 8 minutes. The onion, or shallot rather, and garlic is just kind of melted down, a little bit softer. I'm going to go ahead and add a can of black beans. I like the low sodium black beans. Then I can control my own salt. And then just kind of, not quite cover, almost cover, with a little bit of chicken stock. You can always add a little bit more in the beans. And then finally a good kind of teaspoon or so of cumin, a little bit of fresh ground black pepper in there. And then I'm just going to let this come up to a simmer and cook for, about 15 minutes. And then we're going to come back and just blend all this together. And that's essentially going to be our pizza sauce. Alright, so along with our Diamondback's pizza, I'm going to do what I call an avocado cream, or avocado sour cream, which is a great topping for the pizza. I've got a nice fresh avocado here. I'm going to scoop out all that flesh, throw it right into the food processor, take out the pit, get the other side in there, and this is really just a mix of avocado, a good couple dollops of sour cream, which helps just kind of like really soften up the avocado, give it a great texture, and obviously a little bit of that tanginess. We'll take the lid on, pulse it a few times. You may have to scrape down the sides until it's all blended together. Alright, so just after a minute or two, our avocado and sour cream are all mixed together. Let me grab a new spoon. And you can see it's got this nice creamy texture to it. What I'm going to do is just take that, put it into a little Ziploc bag, and this is going to be essentially my pastry bag to spread out over our pizza. Alright, so I just did our avocado cream, sour cream, and now I've got our black beans. This is, I just cooked off for, like I said, 15-20 minutes or so. There's still a good amount of liquid in there. Let them simmered with the top on to keep the liquid in there, because you don't want it to go dry on you. I'm going to get that into the pot. Just obviously I rinsed off the blender, but that's really all you need to do. Give this now a few pulses, and you want to get it again nice and kind of creamy texture on there. Again, you might have to scrape down the sides. Let me do that and come back. All right, so I pulsed it, I stopped it a little bit. You can see the texture, scrape down the sides a couple times. The texture, kind of like pizza sauce, nice and thick, maybe a really kind of thick gravy consistency. That's what you're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little taste to make sure you got the right salt and pepper. And this one's good. So, this and the avocado you can do ahead of time, throw in the fridge, and then we'll come back when it's time to make our pizza. Alright, so along with our Diamondback's pizza, I'm going to do some sauteed onions and red bell pepper. Now this is it's perfect if you got some leftovers. This is a perfect way to use them up. I don't have any leftovers. So I'm just going to hit them in a large pan, medium heat, a little bit of olive oil in there, a little bit of salt. And just kind of like fajita or tacos, whatever you're doing, you just want to kind of cook them down until they are pretty well wilted, nice and soft, a little bit of brown edges. Alright, so I got my onions, I got my red bell pepper cooked down, like I said, nice and soft, little brown bits there. Still just a little bit of toothiness to the peppers. These are going to be absolutely perfect. I'm just going to kill the heat. You can pull these off the heat, you can throw them in the fridge. Actually, all this stuff can be done ahead of time, which is super awesome. Alright, so pizza dough. You can obviously make your own if you want. I find it pretty darn hard to do, and pizza shops, local pizza shops will almost always sell you raw dough. I like to do that. I buy it, that's great quality, and then just go ahead, stretch it out by hand, pull gentle little stretches, a little here and there. I don't really care if it ends up being round or not. Kind of shows a little bit of rusticness. I think if it's not, you know, perfectly circular or anything like that. You want to get it down pretty thin, you know, definitely thinner than a 1/4 inch, maybe like 1/8 of an inch or so, depending on what you like. I like it pretty darn thin. Once you get it stretched out, lay it down on the parchment paper, and then we are ready for our sauce. Alright, so once we got our pizza dough stretched out, we're going to spread the black bean sauce. Now, if yours thickens up at all as it sits, bean dip kind of like this will a little bit, just add a little bit of water. You want to thin it out to, obviously, pizza sauce consistency. Get a nice, maybe 1/8 of an inch or so layer on the pizza, push it all the way out to the edges. And we're going to be perfect once you get it spread out, ready for our toppings. Alright, so now that our black bean sauce is on our pizza, what I've got is some sauteed onions and peppers. You know, I like to cook these kind of halfway to black, and so they got a little bit of toothiness to them left, and just kind of spread them out nice and evenly all over the pizza. You don't want to go overboard, you just want to get a nice, even distribution. Alright, so once we got the onions and red bell peppers on the pizza, on that black bean sauce, I've got some chicken here. I grilled mine off along with a little bit of fajita spice. I'll put a link up for you for the what I consider the perfect way to cook a chicken breast. Really easy to do, and then just let it cool, dice it off. Really simple to do. Again, spread it around, don't go too heavy on the distribution. And then finally, a little bit of cheese. You can use kind of whatever you want. I think Jack is really good. What I've got is a little bit of Mexican cheese. This is called cojito or cojita. It is it's a little bit like feta in terms of texture and crumbliness, a little bit less tangy. It's got a great salty flavor to it, and I think it keeps with that theme of a southwestern pizza. Once we get all of these toppings on here, I'm going to throw it into a preheated oven on a pizza stone. Just slide it right over on the parchment paper here. 500 degrees for about 10 minutes or so for everything to really just melt in and come together beautifully. Alright, after about 15 minutes in the oven, the pizza is going to be perfectly cooked, nice and brown on top. Now, I can't believe I forgot to film it, but I did. We got that guacamole sour cream that we did earlier. Just put it in the plastic bag, squirt it all over the pizza. You get a beautiful topping like this. I think you're going to love it. Give it a try and let me know how it goes. Alright, Diamondbacks fans, I hope you enjoyed your Southwest inspired pizza. Baseball fans, pizza fans, make sure to check out the rest in the series. And hey, if this is your thing, check out my NFL burger series as well. I think you're going to love it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time on No Recipe Required.